is President Tinubu ought to probe what has happened or the people involved. Are we not aware of those involved in the killings? All these years that the slaughtering and killing has been going on in Benue State. We know the culprits. What is lacking, therefore, is not utilizing the power enshrined in what we call political will by the government of Nigeria, especially by the president himself. There is a power vested in the president of every nation or leader or the tiers of government in their various activities that they engage in. That of the presidency needs to stand its ground and uphold the power enshrined in what we know as political will. You know, will as what a human being exercises to make things come to pass. When we bring the theme into politics, we are saying that leaders, especially political leaders, have the will, the power vested in them that when they speak, things can happen, laws can be upheld. Yeah. So that is something lacking. Otherwise, this Benue issue has been going on for too long. In other states in Nigeria, it will happen and it will stop for a while. But that of Benue State has been intensifying over the past 3 years or two thereof. Benue people have practically been living in IDP camps, internally displaced persons camp in their own states, in their country. IDPs are supposed to move from, say, their state to another state or from one other country to the other. I see no reason why the government has not done anything yet about this whole thing. The massacre continues. A week ago or thereabouts, it was the one in Makudi. On the 13th, we're talking about the Yellow Water killings. It is a pity, friends, fellow citizens, comrades, that all we do when issues like this happen is to say, hey, yeah, hey, the president sympathizes and that is all. No. The matter is escalating. As I see it, the police and the military have to come into this thing once and for all. When we say come into the matter, we don't mean that, oh, Yellow Water killing has just occurred. They will go to such a community or nearer communities and stay there for a week and then they go back to their bases. No! In situations like this, the government must send out troops to Benue. Hi, the donor James. The government needs to send out or delegate a particular troop of military personnel to Benue already. They should have been on ground in Benue, special forces. We've had such special forces. That was what Obasanjo used at Odi. Recently in River State, we've had an issue. A former governor still trolling and dragging the present governor and asking for huge amounts of money. And what does he do? He goes to the president. And as we speak in River State, we have an administrator and not a governor. It's like punishing a governor for the next 6 months while they pack all the monies they can pack since they refuse to hand it to them the way it should have been. If Tinubu could take such action within a few days to rally around and get an administrator for Rivers State. He can also do likewise in the case of Benue. Why is he not doing it? Is it when people in Benue begin to die by the numbers and we begin to count millions that they are going to do something about it? You know, someone, a protester, there is a protest going on, or a protest that happened in Makudi this afternoon, or has been going on for days, and the lady was saying, if President Tinubu knows the whole issue has escalated beyond his power, fine, a president needs to exercise his political will, which he hasn't done, you know. But it's the military that eventually will go to such a location and dismantle those kinds of situation, or quell or quench the violence totally. But we need someone to speak. The president ought to speak with his power, politically, willfully, you know, exercise that authority. If it's an authority to be exercised in the matter of money, like he did in the River State issue, they would have gotten someone right away. Why is this one being delayed? Or are they saying truly that they cannot handle the situation on ground? Why? What is really happening? Benue State is a calm and peaceful state. I have lived in Benue for 2.5 years. Yes, I've experienced Benue people. They are calm, collected, hardworking, filled with vision and foresight. Why is this happening to them? It's a pity. And they are strong people. When we talk about wars and fighting in Nigeria in those days, those early years, we will talk about the thief warriors. Thief warriors can face these people. So if the government thinks they don't want to utilize their political will and the military cannot come into this matter, they should arm Benue people. If the matter is escalating, then that's the best solution. Every Benue person, especially those who live in the outskirts of Makudi, the capital of the state, they have to be trained to protect and fight for themselves, to defend themselves at least. In Israel, every young person that has reached the age of 18 more or less can be called a soldier. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's scary, right? So you experienced it. I was supposed to go to Benue like a week ago or thereabouts, you know, to see some friends, my friends in Benue. It's just a pity that all this is happening. And thank God we haven't had casualties with youth corpers and those kind of things like we would normally have in the north, the northeast of Nigeria. Benue people have suffered. They are suffering. And I was thinking too that we've had so many army people from Benue, you know, generals, colonel, what do we call them? All the kinds of names you can imagine. We've had Benue people there. My wish and prayer is that they stop killing Benue people because they haven't done anything. Benue is peaceful. Like, I've lived in Benue 2.5 years and I enjoyed it. These people are accommodating, welcoming. So when you think about food being a source of outreach or coming together, okay, you're from India, yeah, sorry too about your people in the air mishap. It's such a pity. I also tried to link what happened in Benue to this Indian airline stuff. I was saying that the thing that happened with the plane is an evil, lots of people dying at once. But that evil could not be curtailed or stopped. It was beyond human redemption. No human being is perfect. So the pilot, in his own shortcomings, did his best. And yeah, there were words that were the final words he said, actually. And I was thinking that this is a man dedicated to service. He was supposed to retire in a few months, no? He was saying the plane couldn't withhold the thrust. So, like the movement that takes the plane up, no thrust, falling. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. And Mayday are the words uttered when what happened happens, you know. So that was an evil that couldn't be stopped or curtailed. But this one is premeditated killing that these headsmen are carrying out in Benue. It's premeditated. These are men who lack common sense. You can't take people's land. You cannot do that. Kill as you want, there are people who will still be left, the remnants. And when the remnants of the people arise, haha, it will be greater than what has taken place. Benue men need to be armed to protect and defend themselves. Such a time has come, and this is the time. Every community in the outskirts of Makudi must be armed. It's not about violence, it's simply for protection. Even the women should be taught the act of holding a gun. You come close to me with whatever you have, I come close to you with my own. Instead of you to kill me like that and go scot-free, haha, we will do it together and see the results. Yeah, the killers are headsmen, Fulani headsmen. And some of them too are not actually from Nigeria. They come from countries like Niger, Chad, and all these countries around the borders of Nigeria. These guys who carry around cows, feeding. Benue is called the food basket of Nigeria. Benue has lands upon lands, and it makes me baffled when we cry that there's food shortage in Nigeria. Benue has the lands for farming to sustain Nigerians, and there won't be hunger. So these guys are looking for the land on which their cows will graze. But normal thinking people know that if you're in that kind of business, the grazing of animals, you must purchase land. But in their small thinking, they feel that government must take lands from people and give to them to graze the cows that they raise and sell and put the money in their private pockets. Is that not crazy? Arrant nonsense, if you ask me. You are a businessman, for crying out loud. Purchase your land in the North Central if you think the land is arable and has everything that your animals need. Wall the land, fill it with your animals. Cows can eat dried grass. That is how it's done overseas. Hay, it's called hay. If you see the way they package fresh grass that is eventually dried for animals to feed on, why must you look for fresh grass for common animals to eat? Animals can eat hay, they must not eat fresh grass. So they go into the farms of these people and invade the crops because their animals need to eat. But that land is not your land. You're encroaching on another person's land. And it's the government actually that has had this kind of things put down years back. The lands should be parceled out to these people. For what? Are they parceling out their own land in the northeast northwest, another part of the north, where they are growing all of those crops that they grow to feed other parts of the country? No. Now, how do you expect that other people will give you their land? Oh, sorry. Maybe she had a serious reason to cancel. Next time, you can have a wonderful time with her, but yeah. So it's a pity what is happening. For people who have not been to Benue, they won't understand. I enjoyed living in Benue, that I still keep in touch with them after 4 years or thereabouts. I love to be in Benue. I should have been in Benue actually by now if plans had gone accordingly. I cry for Benue. I feel for Benue. The killings must stop immediately. Let President Tinubu utilize his political willpower. Send troops of the military there immediately, with immediate effect. And they should remain there for the next 3 or 4 years. And while they are there, they should continue training the men and women who are willing to learn the art of self-defense. Every family must provide someone, one or two, to go and learn that art of self-defense, so that anything that happens and comes close to their doorstep, they will take action immediately. But here we have simple civilians who were just retiring for the night, burnt to ashes. What kind of evil is this? How can it be happening around us? If you see the pictures, you will shudder. One content creator that we call the Very Dark Man is in Benue, going around the village, showing the bodies of children burnt beyond recognition, burnt to their very bones, and adults too. No, 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 no. Every time it happens, we are sympathizing. We sympathize. What is sympathy going to do about the problem? What is sympathy? Are they going to eat sympathy? Is sympathy food? Is sympathy the action that needs to be taken? Enough of the sympathy, for heaven's sake. Okay, yeah, food is very cheap in Benue. And they cook wonderful meals too. And Benue women are wonderful too. Welcoming, they cook very well. One thing I really enjoyed eating in Benue that they take their time to prepare on the soft side would be boiled yam. They have yam in abundance. So I lived with this family. When they boil yam, very strong, nice yam. That when you boil this yam, you see the sugars around the yam itself. When you boil yam, the water thickens, and now they will fry egg. Very nice. That is one wonderful meal. And they have wonderful soups too. If you talk about pounded yam, talk about Benue, food basket of the nation. They cook and they will invite you, come and eat. I have these 2 young girls who used to help me once in a while. And one time her mom invited me to their house, and they prepared this very sumptuous okra soup, pounded yam. Wow, it was very wonderful. Natural food. So how can they be troubling people like this? I had space to live in a family house. The way they will welcome you, it will seem like you are a relative from another country or from another parent. They welcome you so much and draw you to hearts, expecting you to also love them in return. Talk about worship. Benue people are beautiful worshippers of God. In the mass, in their various worship places as Christians, They dance. They have a beautiful dance that you haven't seen. I must tell you, the way they do the dance. I mean, twist the body. One of these dances has been done in one of the universities in Europe, studied as a course itself. They dress very well, they are beautiful, they carry themselves with all respect and courtesy, they are hardworking. Many of them are sincere. When something is not good with them, they tell you point blank and dialogue with you. So these people are beautiful people, wonderful. I don't know why what is happening is happening. Benue is a beautiful land, and we must take care of Benue. Government and all those in authority, do something. Send out a troop right away, and not just going there to see. Those troops must remain in Benue, teaching the people the act of self-defense, using whatever instrument they can lay their hands on, because enough is enough for headsmen invading Benue. Enough is enough. Nobody or group has the right to take laws into their hands, to kill people and think you can take over their land. That is not gonna happen. You can't leave your state or leave your whatever country around the borders of Nigeria and think you can encroach into Nigeria. That can never happen. It's not sitting well already. It must stop. It must stop. Benue must be set free. Thanks to all those who joined this live. If you didn't start with me from the very beginning, I crave your indulgence to see the whole video. Endeavor to share the video. Put your comments in the comment section. Please subscribe to my channel, or what we call it in YouTube. This topic is very important. This is very important. Everyone needs to know about it. People need to walk and pray. It is no longer time alone to pray, fast, and shout prayers at God. It is time for action, and the time is now in Benue. Teach them to self-defend themselves with all arms available. When the headsmen come with their own arms, Benue men and women will come against them with their own arms. The Pope has prayed for them. The Pope has commiserated. Tinubu must do more. He must do more. It is time for Benue people to stand up and defend themselves, and the government needs to provide them what they need. Thank you. Once again, please subscribe, follow, share, and take care. We'll see you again to talk about another topic or fresh info about the Benue situation. God bless you. Thanks to all those who joined. It was a pleasure sharing this live video with you. Yep, who is just joining, please check out the whole video. Like, share, subscribe. Take care and out. Bye.